Whoa, Bio Freaks. Now there's actually a really interesting story behind this game. This is made by Midway, so they made Mortal Kombat back in the day. This game was going to come out in arcades right around the same time as Mortal Kombat 4, their other game, and they didn't want Bio Freaks to draw away any attention from their hugely anticipated, big budgeted Mortal Kombat 4. So instead of releasing this game in arcades, like the original plan was, they instead only released it on consoles. Crazy story, because this was going to come out in arcades. Hey guys, the Gadget God here, and welcome to the next episode of Complete Nintendo 64 Collection, where we are collecting all North American Nintendo 64 games released. It's 296 games with the box and the manual. If you haven't seen it, check out the previous episodes to see all the games we got so far. And again, we're buying these for the absolute lowest prices possible, and I'll give you any advice on what you should spend on a particular Complete in Box N64 game. Now, here's a question for you. When you have almost every Complete in Box game, what do you start collecting? Where do you go from there? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, and that is variants. You start going for the variants. Now this one I just picked up, and this is one that I already have. So this is Micro Machines 64 Turbo, and you see free vehicle inside. I don't see a vehicle in there. So there's actually a lot of different vehicles that can come in this, and I even found a web page that was dedicated to trying to catalog every vehicle that came with this game. There's at least a dozen of them. I've seen a zebra colored truck. I've seen one that's very common is a purple truck, and I already had this. I picked this up for 20 bucks, and the average price for this is about 45 bucks if you want to get it in real nice shape, complete in box. But I recently picked up this one. Oh, what was that? Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. So I actually found a collector, and they had 3 Micro Machines 64 Turbos with the cars. So I picked up from them one that came complete in box with the car, and then I picked up just one of the cars from them. So this is the one that I just picked up. Now, the price that I got was bananas. Essentially, these cars are so rare that a complete in box version of this game with one of the original cars that it came with can go for $100 or more. So I actually picked this up with the purple truck because the purple truck is one of the very common ones. This is one that you really know it's the real deal. This looks got the dust on it. That's how old these things are. I mean, depending on your perspective. So I picked this up for $45. This one right here. So complete in box with the car. And then I picked up the car, this one by itself, to complete my other one for less than half of that price, just for the car. So if I paid 20 bucks for this really nice, clean one that was in my collection, and then about 20 bucks for the car, you're looking at 40 bucks. And complete in box with the car, depending on condition of everything, these can go for 100 or more. So that's what you start to collect when you have almost all of them. You start going for the variations, you start going for a thing that has a car in it. An example is Donkey Kong 64. You can get that expansion pack. Now there is one heartbreaking thing about this. You can see the manual is really, really great. The cartridge is really, really great. That's awesome. It's the actual box right there because it has the part where the car fits in. So that's all awesome. But there's one thing that stinks, and I think you can see it. The plastic is ripped out of this one. So I'm probably gonna put a little baggie in here just to keep that car safe. That's the only bummer, but like I said, I got this complete in box with the car for $45, and that can go for 100 or more depending on the condition of everything. So that was an easy pickup. Plus this person had a couple, so I got another car from them to complete this one. Now, a really interesting thing about this game, Micro Machines, that a lot of people don't know is there's actually 3 box variations. There's a even more rare version where this is not a see-through window. This is actually filled in cardboard And it says it comes with the car, but it doesn't show you what the car looks like. That's the more rare variation. And then one other variation that is just as rare is one where this part up here is not there at all. It's just cardboard, and it doesn't come with a free vehicle. I bet you didn't know that. So there are actually 3 variations of the boxes from Micro Machines. But this is my original one. You've seen it in a previous episode, so check it out. Oh my gosh, we got 2 of those cars. That's amazing. So I'm going to, for now, keep these both in my collection just because I think that's so cool that these came with cars. That's so badass. I love that. I think that's so cool. So I'm going to keep these both right now. But, you know, if I need the money, I'll sell this one with the ripped open box and maybe even keep both cars and wedge them both in there. Look at that. There you go. I don't think that will fit, but we'll find out. So even if I do sell the more beat up one so that I can get some money back, I'm still going to keep both the cars because I'm crazy like that. But this kills me. That grinds my gears. That grinds my gears. So the box is not in the best condition, but this is a good game. Everyone knows the Micro Machine games. These are good. These are a lot of fun on almost all the platforms. So I do recommend this game. I don't recommend picking it up with the car though, unless you can get that crazy dealio. But super happy to have these cars. I can't even tell you. I'm like so psyched about that. All right, guys, you remember this from the previous episode, and I said I did not think it was real, an authentic seal, just because of how thick this seal line was on the top, and then how thick this seal line was on the bottom. Well, guess what? Guess what? This is actually authentic sealed. This is the real deal. Now, it's not in the greatest of condition. You can see there's a lot of squishness going on in there. Squishness, you love that word. But this, I can confirm, is an authentic seal. Now see, I'll put some pictures here on the side. There's another person who is selling this game, authentic sealed, and do you notice any similarities here? Do you notice any similarities on that top seal? Do you notice any similarities on that bottom seal? Do you? Do you notice any similarities there? And then it's hard to tell in their picture, but there's these really small micro holes that are dotted along here in a pattern. Theirs has that as well, and you know that theirs is authentic sealed because they have that Castlevania discount sticker on the front. This game was made by Konami. Konami makes Castlevania, and they have that Castlevania discount sticker on the front of their box on the plastic, so you know it's real. This is an authentic sealed game, so I'm happy about that. I still wish mine was actually in better condition, but this is just an update from the last episode where I said, based on these seals, I don't think this is authentic. I know it's got these security things in the back, but still, I don't think this is an authentic original seal. It turns out it is. So the value on this just went up more than I thought it was originally. Here's a good view of all those micro perforations. You see those? No one's doing that with a pin on their own free time. So this is an authentic sealed game. Very happy about that. I still wish I had it opened in better condition versus beat up and authentic sealed. But just want to let you guys know, if you have this game or you find it sealed with these thick tabs on the top and the bottom, that's authentic. That's the real deal. Another way that you can tell if a game is authentic sealed, it's hard to tell, but if these tabs are on the outside, see how these are sticking out just a little bit to hold the structure of the box? That's another way to tell that's authentic sealed, because when people try to reseal games, these tabs will get sucked in. So that's not a guaranteed way to tell, but I'm showing you now. This is authentic sealed. There's the proof from another person who has a sealed version. So I'm psyched. Hey, I got this one for dirt cheap, literally under 10 bucks, factory sealed. So I'm just super happy to confirm that it is an authentic factory seal. Another one for the collection. Whoa, Bio Freaks. Now there's actually a really interesting story behind this game. This is made by Midway, so they made Mortal Kombat back in the day. This game was going to come out in arcades right around the same time as Mortal Kombat 4. their other game, and they didn't want BioFreaks to draw away any attention from their hugely anticipated, big budgeted Mortal Kombat 4. So instead of releasing this game in arcades, like the original plan was, they instead only released it on consoles. So that's just a crazy story, because this was going to come out in arcades. Now this is actually a really good 3D fighting game. You have full 3D, kind of like Soul Calibur, so you can walk all the way around the ring. You also have a lot of projectile attacks in this game, and the characters are a little grotesque, as you could tell from the front. BioFreaks, people freaking out over the biogeography looks of creatures. If sense was made right there, then it wasn't by me. So we'll go ahead and look at what's on the inside. You can see that box is really, really nice shape. Cart is mint. Got the manual. Manual is mint, so this whole thing right here is mint, front and back. Got your pages. Show us a freak. You can see freaks in the gameplay corner. Whoa, the world, they worked so hard on this game. So I feel bad it didn't get an arcade release, because they definitely worked really hard on this game to make it unique. The graphics are good for N64 standards. And again, you have these big 3D levels that you run around in. There's a lot of projectile attacks. So while these guys do have really special moves, ooh, who's the mutilator? You may not get to use those special moves all the time because the projectile attacks are really strong. And then you got the poster. I'm not folding it all the way out, but look at that. Creased up folder. So BioFreaks, this game I picked up complete in box with the poster, minty, for 18 bucks. And you know, the average price of this game is over 20 complete in box. I mean, might be a little more now because I picked this up a while ago, but you can see, except for this little crinkle dinkle, which is heartbreaking, this is actually in really nice shape. So BioFreaks, if you love N64 fighters, and there's a lot of them, then I do recommend this game. Doesn't he look like Duke Nukem? It's not, but he looks like Duke Nukem. Let's see who that is in the manual. I don't remember his name. Look, he's the first guy. They knew what they were doing. They were like, we got a Duke Nukem-ish guy. He's even before the cover guy, Zipperhead. They knew they had a Duke Nuke look-alike to help sell more copies of this game. But this game, it's definitely not bad. I would say it's good, which is what the definition is of not bad. And Midway, you can count on Midway to make good N64 games. So BioFreaks, not that expensive, complete in box. Super happy to have it in the collection. Pick it up if you like fighting games. Is it ever really over? This is Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. Now you saw in a previous episode, it's not going to balance, that we have Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey 98. You already saw this in a previous episode. Again, these are two games by Midway. I'm talking about Midway. And you can tell the differences. Look at the logos here. They didn't have that fancy M yet. So this is clearly an earlier game for the N64. This game is not expensive or difficult to get complete in box, but it may be tricky to get a really good deal, especially when I got this complete in box for $1. I got this for $1. Silly. As silly as someone collecting every N64 game complete in box for the North American collection. He shoots, he scores. Midway, they make NBA Jam. They make NFL Blitz. They have the arcade sports game. So this is a good game. It's not expensive. If you like hockey, and I think you're going to enjoy this, especially if you're picking it up for as silly cheap as you possibly can. So you have the manual here. That's a thick manual. What is going on? That's like a school textbook. There's the cartridge. So boring, but so clean. And then there it is, the one flaw in this cartridge. Now what I will do is I'll swap this out with the back of a different cartridge just because I want museum quality collection. But since this cartridge is not expensive, it's not worth it for me to cannibalize any other cart because they're all worth more than just this cart. But since it's a Midway hockey game, it is good. It's a lot of fun. Midway, they just make good games on the N64. This was their peak. They also did the Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World, and Cruisin' Exotica for the N64. Can't go wrong with a Midway game from back in the day. So $1 for this complete in box right here. And the box is not absolute mint, and you know that kills me, but for $1, I mean, I'll take that all day. And then if you want to step your game up a little more, this was in a previous episode, 98. 3D hockey 98. So an improved version of the game. If you love hockey, maybe you want to get them both. You don't need the boxes and manuals unless you do, in which case, pick them up. But again, super happy to have another game in the collection. I agree. I am also super happy about that. Is that what Wayne Gretzky sounds like? I really don't know, but I know his game's good. So that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of Complete Nintendo 64 Collection. Thumbs up if you liked it, subs if you loved it. If you didn't know already, I'm the Gadget God. I do the research, so you don't have to. Let me know if you played any of these games down below. And hey, collect strange retro video game variations, because why not? They're badass.